Man, oh man, here we go again, and we are back with some Will It Run action. The old truck guy, he's been scouting out this new area up in Kansas, and he drug home this truck the other day, and he sent me pictures, and I'm like, yeah, it's okay, it's okay. He's like, oh, it's a V8. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. And then he sends a picture of the V8. Not what I was expecting to see underneath the hood of this Chevrolet. And my blind butt a minute ago was looking at this and way over there. I thought a bird was sitting here. That's just a hole. Somebody ran a bell spike through this sucker is what it looks like. Something round went right through it.
Is that the same one?
Well, someone cut that one. She's kind of squared.
You got the wasps.
First, not the first one of the season. That was the second one I've seen. That one landed on my cheek, but I was too fast. It didn't get me. You can tell she come from the farm. Got the barbed wire in the back, little netting, whatever you call that crap for the hay. He come whipping in here, and I seen that antenna up there. She is a long bed, which usually I'm not a fan of on these trucks, and it actually looks really good on this one for some reason. I ain't figured out why I like it, but I do. But this is what intrigues me, and I wanted to really see in person, and I thought was cool. Check this out, guys. Somebody put the old Fireball V8 in her. She got the nail head. Someone had a leaking crossover tube and used a piece of cardboard too, it looks like.
There's a couple custom pieces. Is this a starter wire? We got her whoop whoop
up to that battery tray that's on the firewall. Nice little hold down. I just had to see this thing, guys. Oh, we actually got electric fuel pump down there, old-timey one. Looks like she fit. We got not even an 1/8 inch of clearance there, and then down there it looks even tighter. Looks like it may even be rubbing just a hair.
See the motor mounts here?
Oh, so it looks like they took the part of the factory ones and just lopped it, butted it up to some C-channel.
Good and tight.
Yeah, I put another piece of C-channel, and they didn't want it solid, so they cut him a piece of mud flap to put in between there where she actually had some little rubber isolation. That clearing on the steering box and everything, she does.
It's close.
She clears though. I just think it's cooler than hell that someone had this on the farm. Probably had the old Buick, and they're like, they lost the motor in this, and they're like, you know, that's old long bed truck we use around the farm. That long bed makes her handy. Well, hell, you know, hell, Jeb, that old Buick run good. Let's just slap that in there. And they made it happen, guys. Motor mounts are a little crude, but this motor actually looks really good in here. Man, that thing looks awesome. Y'all know I like hot rods, guys, and I know I run along my small block Chevys, but I do appreciate cool motor swaps, and I just think this is neater than hell. What about down under? I'm curious here.
That's what guys were saying, something about a transmission, but I just know we got the chain edition, and I tried to scrape some of the oil off, but I don't know. Looks like there's somebody's old t-shirt up in here. What?
I was just curious, because it's got a big old tall shifter on it, don't it?
Yeah, it's right through here through the floor.
So, I'm just curious if the bell housing off the nail head was able to just easily adapt to the factory transmission in this thing, or what the deal was. I don't know enough about it. Maybe if we get her up in the lift, on the lift in a little bit, we can look a little closer and figure it out. As far as the drive shaft and stuff, that all looks fairly factory. It don't look like it's been cut on to me. I'm sure one of y'all will be able to identify.
At least Mortsky's not here, so the starter should work.
Hopefully. Looks like factory cross member. There's some bolts in there, so that's a plus. Well, she's a little windy out here, and hopefully that ain't butchering our video. Let's get her unloaded, and we'll get her in the shop and eliminate the wind issue.
Let's get him.
I think they give that kazoo some gas. With her in here, you can really start to show off the length of this sucker. I don't know how to open the hood on these ones. There she is. Now, I will tell y'all, I've cheated. When he found this one and he sent it to me, I asked him, I said, is she locked up? And he said no. So I kind of knew that already. which is good because I wasn't really in the mood to fight a stuck motor. Have you pulled the dipstick on her?
No, haven't done anything. This is all fresh. You're seeing it live.
All right, golly. That's a, y'all see that up there where that sprung out? That's what was holding it in there, and it does a good job. You didn't want to get a whipping from this thick mama. Goodness. But that oil's there, pert near full. She's a little dark. I don't smell any fuel in it, which is pretty rare, I'd say. At least for me. I'm good at finding stuff that's, you know, has a bunch of fuel in it, I guess. Old truck guy can't hit the hole. We know she's gonna be a hot rod because of the yellow plug wires. So that's a dead giveaway right there. I'd like to figure out what year this motor is. I don't know anything about these, but I'm just curious to figure out what kind of horsepower and torque and stuff this made. Surely it has to be more than what this truck ever came with.
I think maybe early 50s, if I had to guess. I did a tiny bit of research, but I don't really remember what I read.
I don't know hardly anything about them. We got a Bluetooth vacuum line right there. You can see where the dirt daubers used to be on there. I guess they built it so heavy it broke off, or maybe they just quit halfway through. She's been sitting enough for a vine to somehow grown itself onto the carburetor and die.
I don't know any long-term history. It was sitting in a field in Kansas, and that's all I can tell you.
We got the custom baling wire spring return hooked up to our pedal there.
Pretty standard.
You can see where they had to lengthen this throttle rod on making this setup work, but I mean, that's a pretty straight shot. I mean, these were crude, but I still think overall they did all right on putting the sucker down in here. You look at the position of where the fan is to the radiator and all of that. I mean, it just looks like it worked. Wonder if this is from, yeah, that has to be from the Buick as well, because all that just looks like it's supposed to be. And then you can see the factory brackets for the Buick, or for these end tanks, I mean, right there. And it looks like all they did was take some 1/8 inch by 3 inch wide, bolt that to a couple of the factory holes, and then put that there. I mean, that's a cleaner swap than what Mortsky Repair would do, guaranteed. About as clean as quality cut too, jagged, nothing cleaned up. So, I mean, if you told me Mortsky Repair swapped this in here, I'd believe it. Filling level, cold. Oh, so it even shows you on the outside of the tank that you can't see through where to fill it up to. You just gotta, what about a guy like me who ain't got depth perception? I feel it till it comes out the top and it'll blow off what it don't need. Hello there. Are you like me and have a bad habit of dragging home multiple clunkers each year? No, it's just me. Do you have any type of transportation that could range from unreliable to super reliable? Well, boy, howdy, if you answered yes to either one of those, I've got great news for you. Available at O'Reilly Auto Parts, Gumout has a full line of products that can help turn your unreliable ride reliable and help keep your reliable ride super reliable. We like reliable. Nowadays, modern fuels, they're not the greatest. That makes a fuel additive a great option for any vehicle. Now, whether you like dragging in an old clunker like me, or you're maintaining a modern vehicle, Gumout is like your favorite shade tree, guys. They've got you covered. Gumout offers a few options like the Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Boop! The Regain High Mileage Fuel System Cleaner. Boop! And my personal favorite, the Gumout All-in-One Fuel System Cleaner. Beep. These products all have carbon clear in them, a cleaning agent that doesn't burn, even at combustion temperatures. That's pretty dang hot. That means they cleans instead of burning away. It's practically like magic. The all-in-one fuel system cleaner also has an upper cylinder lubricant, treats up to 25 gallons, making it my favorite. Woo, she's thirsty. And their amazing line of products does not stop there. Oh no. Carb choke and parts cleaner. That's right, Gumout is America's #1 carbon choke cleaner. Mass airflow sensor cleaner. I guarantee you every fuel injection vehicle I got on this property needs this in its life ASAP. Foaming intake valve and turbo cleaner. This stuff offers next level carbon clean out, guys, and a clean valve is a happy valve. The list of products goes on, but simply put, you should consider adding gum out products to your regular vehicle maintenance. So get your booty over to O'Reilly Auto Parts and get you some today. When we popped the hood in here, first thing I noticed was actually like this wiring over here. All that looks to be in pretty good shape.
That's what I thought. It doesn't look super old. It's not all dry rotted. I mean, some is, but compared to most that me and you see, it's got a little promise.
Just compared to a lot of swaps, this thing ain't near as butchered as what it could be, I guess. I'm impressed, I really am. Now, neither one of us may know very much about these Buick nail heads. However, Wikipedia does, maybe. This is definitely a first gen, and what we just noticed here, second generation. The Buick second variation of nail head was produced from 57 to 66. The Fireball name was dropped after 57. Well, this one has Fireball right on the valve cover, so we can say it's 57 or older. So we're probably leaning towards it being the 322, or I guess it could be a 264. But I'll be honest, I don't really know how to identify that, and we could probably spend hours on here researching and figuring it out. What I'm going to figure out next is our firing order for this thing, because we're going to pull some plug wires and go ahead and pull some spark plugs. I want to look down in this, see what it's looking like, and I'm someone who does enjoy lubricate down in the cylinders on one that ain't been started in a while.
I'm getting ahead on the process. I'm good for a few things, and bringing the deep creep is one. Although not for long with the old pudding lube coming out.
And he's just spray it all type.
Yeah, we'll just give a full rebuild. We're gonna have to turn a lot of screws and bolts, so we might as well.
There we go. Now everything will be ready to come apart.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Morski hates it, I love it.
Look at that. Carburetor's not locked up. That's nice for me. I have really bad luck about those being locked up. Reading on this is kind of cool to see that it was even used in some of the larger Chevrolet trucks like the Loadmasters, allegedly. So kind of interesting. Learning some stuff today. The firing order is 12784563.
Here, read that again. I'll put it on the whiteboard.
12784563. And this has a little thing to show you. 13572468, and looks like we're rotating clockwise. And Theodore, he's on a chassis patrol looking for any rodents that possibly could maybe want to come out of there, just if they're feeling frisky. Luckily this tape's gonna stick real good to the deep creep special.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, good thing I lubed that up.
That's all right. Number one,
Rupert.
yeah, send me my piece of tape. Number 3, number 5, number 7. And actually, when we go back together, we may want to confirm that firing order, or we could just trust it. I'm sure the farmers knew what they were doing.
Yeah, Kansas farmer, PhD in engine swaps.
They probably were pretty good. They didn't have a damn choice. How else were they going to haul the crop?
Right, that's some of those guys, they just know a little bit of everything. I enjoy chatting with those guys. You pull up to an old co-op or something, there's always a group of good old boys in there, shooting the breeze, telling stories.
They're the type of people where a regular person would go, oh, those guys are dumber than hell. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, they got an education, 80 years in the field.
Yep. They'd be just fine when the world goes to crap.
That's the guy, if you're stranded, you want him by your side, because he can do a little bit of everything. That's what I aspire to be. Got a ways to go.
With everything labeled, we're gonna pop these and hope not to break any.
Yeah. Come on now, play nice.
Kind of hard to pull when someone lubricates everything.
Yeah, that was very smart.
You gotta get you a rag.
Golly.
The super slick 'em all over everything. Woo! I can't believe that one stayed together.
That's what these things are like. I feel like they're welded on here.
You figure out how to weld rubber to porcelain, let me know.
I got this new product I'm working on.
That one did not.
Yeah. Oh, lost me. Got them.
That one did not survive, guys. Those things have been on there for a minute.
They look fresh, but they've been on a while.
That was the hardest plug wire I've pulled off in a good while.
Oh, lost 2.
Dang.
Wires.
God dang it, Bobby. Oh boy. Y'all think it's been a minute since those plugs have been out of there? That one looks like it's casted in the block because it's so full of sand and debris. So that one's about fossilized in there.
It's nice they make that little crevice, so then all the stuff just falls in there.
Look at this one back here.
Boy,
and this one, how they're just flush.
Yeah. You got a pick?
Yep. We could do what those Kansas engineers would do and pull your pocket knife out and start digging.
No, what they do, I went to an auction in Kansas. Every guy's got pliers on a little leather thing right here. I mean, every guy.
Multi-tool setup.
Yeah.
All right. What is it playing on? Oh, that comes out easy at least. That's sand for the most part, it looks like.
Think we can blow it out of there?
Probably.
Without making a huge mess?
Probably do a little digging in it to kind of
loosen her up.
Jolt her, and then we can probably hit her with a little air. See if we can't give it 100 PSI motivation.
Play at the beach here, a little sand play.
Yeah, little sand castle. We want to get all that out of here because obviously we don't want to pull that spark plug and then have all that go down in our motor.
I feel like I'm at the dentist here. Okay, yeah. And okay, bite down.
Of course, if inside those cylinder walls are a little rusty, we drop that 800 grit down in there and let that cycle a little couple of times. That'll be better than a dingle ball home.
With the right grit, we'll be good.
Yep, this is fine grit stuff, so a little looby dooby in there and should be looking good after we crank her a handful of times.
Look like old AC Delco plugs.
You got better eyeballs than me.
I think I see.
Hey, there's a number over here. Maybe we can look at that number. No, well, that's on the head. Maybe that won't help us much. I wish I knew a Buick, man. I don't know any.
Bill know anything about Buicks?
Oh, probably.
Hey, Bill.
Bill knows a little bit about everything and, and a lot of bit about a lot of things.
A lot of bit about rocks is what I learned last week.
We're not going to get on a rock talk. He'd tell us what the sand was.
Yeah. Oh, that came out of the granular secular flora of California.
Bill is knowledgeable on everything. And you know what I love about Bill? When he don't know something, I'll be like, hey, what do you think about this or that? He'd just shake his head. I don't know. He ain't even gonna act like he knows. That's what I like.
Fire in the hole. Hey, Mom, what's for dinner?
Safety first. Let's cover up that carburetor before we fill that full of dust. This one's gonna be a gooder. Golly. 2025 Oklahoma sandstorm brought to you by us right here in the Pot County. Minimal effort, and that looks a lot better.
Got some sand in my eye.
You need me to blow it out?
My contact maybe. I brought an extra just in case.
Did you sign the waiver?
Yeah.
All right. We're good. We're good. I'm fine. Much more gooder. And that, my friends, is why you should wear safety glasses when the sand's blowing. I'm actually going to go check on him because I got him pretty good. Just checked on him. He's good. Just had to get his contact out. Let's get a little bit of light. I'm going to light this sucker up like an old Pizza Hut buffet. And a little bit bigger light than this one. Boom! Get us a little deep creep in there now. Whoa! How?
It's got a special nozzle. Light touch is a stream, heavy touch is a wide spray.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah. Finesse or power?
Right, so here's the pudding spray. Nice and accurate. Here's the Zach spray. Just the whole damn thing.
So you want to give it a dress coat.
He treats this crap like ranch dressing. He puts it on everything.
Can't go wrong. Put it on everything.
I can't tell if that was starting to round or back out. It didn't like going on there, so that kind of made me nervous. That was definitely starting to round. We don't want to do that. There we go. See, coming out nice and easy like that. What a cool looking motor these are. Maybe if I ever build my old International pickup cab out there as a hot rod, we'll find a nail head to put in it just because I like how they look so much.
Play nice?
Yeah. Just make sure she's down on there. I thought I had it and then it.
Ah, yep, I see what you're saying.
I had to tap mine down on there.
Man, that feels...
They're real short-winded, guys. About 2 turns and you can tell it just comes right out. Golly. The threads on this sucker just keep going and going. I still ain't got it.
Uh-oh, Hood said not today.
What is going on here? I thought I was spinning. I don't think that sucker spin once. I'm guessing it's a smaller spark plug.
Good start.
I don't understand. I guess what I thought was it catching on that was it catching on the cylinder head. What in the devil's going on here? That's got to be a 13/16.
Yeah, my 13/16 goes on there, but it's so deep it goes through the full way through the socket. Like there, you can't get a head on it. Need the deep socket.
Well, if we can't take a spark plug out, we ain't got a chance of getting it running. What the hell, over?
Boy.
All right, that one really went down. Oh, I think a minute ago, I just hammered it deep enough to get inside that cylinder head. I was fighting through the rust.
I think I might have got our first one. Yep.
Yep.
Want me to come over and give it some oomph?
Golly. I'm hoping it don't break.
That's how I felt in this one. It was like, is it gonna come out or break? We're flirting with problems. Come on. Oh, there goes the hood again. Yeah. You just gotta get after it.
Hope we don't break nothing. Golly.
All right, I'm about to have 3. Making progress.
They look pretty good. Look like she may have been running a little fat, but nothing terrible.
Right, nothing. That just makes you go, wait a minute.
At the rate of 1 every 5 minutes, give me about another half hour and we'll have them.
It's almost easier because there's like a false, you think you got it there, but you don't. There it is.
His socket he had with him has thinner walls than mine does. I'm literally rubbing on the head. It'll fit, but you gotta hammer it in there. His can slip down in there. That's why it was a little crunchy.
She was.
Power through and don't strip.
Name of the game here. It ain't on, I don't think. Oh yeah, it is all the way out.
We got them. Now these are not in order, but quick inspection on them all. None of them look scary. She looks pretty good, actually. All of them do. Mm-hmm. With all of our plugs out, let's go in for a little investigation in the situation. Recently I had a birthday. An old truck guy bought this for me. She's a fancier Boroscope than what we're used to, and here's why.
Oh, smile.
Taking selfies. Show them the old wiggle tip.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. So the wiggle tip will be nice because there's a lot of times we're trying to look specifically like at a valve and stuff, and you got to get in there and work it. And sometimes, guys, it'll take 20 minutes to get a shot of that. Of course, y'all don't see it because you're not the one struggling with the Boroscope. This little wiggle, how much was this thing?
99 bucks.
So $100, guys. Pretty handy tool if you're doing a lot of this stuff where you're trying to see stuff. Having that wiggle tip would have made my life a lot easier the last couple of years.
That's what she said.
Well, you have one, so you're the wiggle tip expert.
Yep.
Woo! Woo-hoo! Cylinder walls look good. At first that looked like corrosion, but the more you look, you can see it's just carbon. So she could use a little cleanup in there, but overall she looks all right. Nothing terrifying. Spark plugs already told us she's running a little fat, so we're not afraid, or we're not surprised seeing carbon in there.
Not bad.
Oh, she looks pretty good overall. A little spider web in there.
Yeah, he got in the valve probably.
Boy, he's about to be woken up.
Eviction's been served, buddy. You better get out.
That one's, you're in there. You're on the piston right there.
There we go.
She's all the way up. Some of our deep creep worked its way into there when we pulled the plugs, it looks like. Overall, looks pretty good. Just that is about the most carbon. Oh, another spider web.
Break him up.
That one's the cleanest piston we've seen so far right there. She's pretty good overall. So down 1 through 7, dirty pistons from carbon, but overall everything looks great. I bet we see pretty much the same thing here. Number 2 looks good. I meant number 1. Number 3 looks good. Some of the carbon on it I could see had broke off. Number 5, she looks all right. This side's cleaner a little bit than that side, I think. And then, whoo, got some buildup up there.
Yeah.
Should be all right. We could dang sure see a lot worse in there, so we're not mad at what we're seeing. Now, this is old truck guy's truck, and he's a deep creep man, so we'll give her the deep creep special. We ain't gonna give it no special because I can't get it to do that fine spray. Here we go. Steal a straw from their competitors. Just giving her a few seconds of spray here. anything that's gonna get in there and just work its way around those rings is gonna help. Let that soak a little bit. Y'all see my safety board here? It's because my Pizza Hut buffet light kept slamming that hood on us. So get you a piece of 2x4 and you're uptown now. So as that soaks a little bit, I don't really have to soak. We could try cranking on it. But old truck guy asked if I wanted to pull a valve cover, and I said I don't really think it's necessary, and we run the risk of tearing up our gaskets. I said, but also at the same time, I kind of just want to see underneath one of these and just see what it looks like in here, because I'm intrigued by this engine. And he said, it's my truck, I don't care if we ruin gaskets, so let's do it.
At least you asked, Morski just ruins them.
It looks like a 5/8 spark plug, don't it? Sure does.
Perfect. Wait a minute.
Let's go back the other way.
Yeah, they went in and out.
I got a lot of debris there. Still being on her, even with the Astro Glide.
Yep, here we go.
That'll do her. That'll lose her.
Where's that Pizza Hut light?
Guys, you never know. That one had way more crap on it than the front one. That front one fought us. That one boogied right off. Yeah, classic boot clean.
Multi-purpose.
All right.
She gonna be just that nice, or we gotta give her a little love tap. Where's that 2x4? Put that up next to it and hit it with a hammer.
This is that part where we rip them gaskets.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn back now.
I was gonna say, I heard it move, smacking it.
Come on, gasket. You know you want to be friendly.
They ran those motors for so long, they may have some. And she tore a hair, but not much. Right. Oh, that's just where it released.
Yeah, we're good.
That's good. Inside, a little, you know, a little caked though. On, but yeah, absolutely not terrible. In fact, that thing couldn't have been sitting for too long.
Right.
That's wet on top of there.
That's what I thought. I see oil in there.
I mean, I say oil, but you know, that looks like it had been running within not awful long.
At the junkyard, it was parked on top of the hill, which is where the newer stuff was, so maybe?
Who knows? Since we've got her off, I don't really think it's necessary, but it's definitely not going to hurt anything, guys, to just spray a little fresh oil on all this stuff. So when we go cranking on her and she fires up and runs like a brand new Cadillac for us, it's just happy as can be from the get-go.
It's like preventative maintenance.
Yep. And y'all seen us do a lot of will it runs, and there's some stuff where y'all know I really don't care if it runs, especially if it's like a project for us. 9 out of 10 times it's getting a drivetrain swap. However, for y'all who may not be planning something like that, and you're wanting to go snatch something out of a field, and you're really hoping that the drivetrain in it ends up being good for you, you are not hurting anything by pulling the plugs and spraying lube in there. Looking underneath here, lubricating that stuff, guys. A lot of the motors, you go to fire them up, they're just gonna chatter away until that top end picks up some oil. So if you can help it a little bit, and you're hoping that motor stays good for you, it's good. If we were doing stuff real correct, we should even be changing the oil in this sucker.
We don't want to get carried away.
Don't get too far ahead of ourselves here. I don't give a damn if they leak. Buick knew what they were doing, just making it 2 studs there to be able to get your valve cover on and off. That's nice. Not expecting to find anything bad over here, but we're here. That ain't gonna fit on there. I knew that.
3 for 3 on dropping them?
Oh.
Woohoo. Okay.
Not on that one. That one's coming out as a stud.
Yep.
If you don't get the right size the first time, damn sure don't get it the second time.
3 strikes.
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm, baby.
Yeah, it wasn't a nut.
Hey, I can't hold the tools, hold the camera, and guarantee to not drop stuff. Just can't do it. At least if I lean it that way, it falls on the motor, not the ground. Oh yeah, she's vibrating. So look at this, guys. Besides that, oh yeah, she came off good, didn't she?
Yes.
Look at us go.
Morski's not here.
Damn right. We'll take wheel it runs without him. They go smoother. Anything he picks has a bad engine. I'd noticed that when we initially popped the hood, but look right there. And that stuff don't look terribly old neither, but that crap can fool you too. because they don't feel fresh. Like that chunk was solid. So who knows? Now these I don't see any adjusting in them, and that's why I was kind of wanting to pop the hood. It looks like you just torque them down and you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. I didn't know if these were going to be adjustable upright up on here where they have the little stems. You can break the lock nut or anything like that, but it is not. Everything looks good. What I can see though, she could be a little cleaner, but she could damn sure be a lot worse.
Amen.
Gotta get that pistol oiler. Guys, that's a lot funner than firing the hand pistol.
We gave a little bit of patina white now.
That thing got nothing was safe. Did you get some on your shirt?
I have no more contact, so I can't lose another one.
Got it in your other eyeball? That thing's got some pressure.
Yeah, it built up some PSI and took off.
She's the Tipo Pistola.
Pistola.
Everything in there looked GUD. She looked good. We like his style. He brings his own battery even. Then we don't have to dig around for one. Up next, we're gonna look at getting this sucker cranking over. I'm proud of them on their swap for that too, guys. Making sure to run a good ground right down to the engine on this. On these trucks a lot, they go from there. I think from the factory went straight to the firewall, and then off the bottom of the firewall, like toe board area, you'd see a strap go over to like chassis or drivetrain then, and they just don't do well over time. You're always best to go straight to your motor, and then from your motor ground off to other stuff.
We got a trip and a half though from up here down to the starter.
Yeah. Looky here though, they even did a good job on that.
Right?
That thing to protect it from the exhaust, whatever that is, that's the farm and irrigation system special off of something.
You think we ought to run some wire brush in there?
Yeah, let's clean that sucker up. That sucker sure looks easy to cut down to me. That bed is as straight as can be. I'll cut, man, that thing has a slammed short bed with the full white walls and caps, and then a nice little hot rod motor underneath the hood. What a cool little cheap truck.
You need a new trophy shelf. Bring it home gold.
It would have been if you would have been, it would have been cheap if you were the one to find it in the field. He found it, so now it ain't gonna be a cheap truck.
We'll make you a deal on it.
Let's get this baby cleaned up. Oh yeah. Now, it's weird because like that thing looks like it's been sitting since the 50s. Some of the stuff looks like it's been running, and that don't look like it's had anything inside of it in forever. This thing's a hard read. I can't tell what's going on here.
Right.
With no backstory.
Well, maybe they pulled some stuff off the old Buick too. It could have been a donor. So they said, hey, we need that big long cable. Let's grab that.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it had been running lately, you would assumed it had a battery in it. This thing don't look like it's had a battery in it in decades. I mean, I've been wire wheeling that long. We're about a third of the way through. Ooh, she's gooder. She's got, that's brass. Dang.
Keeps getting better.
They don't make them like that anymore. Whoa. She's got the spring back
She
feature.
doesn't want to get cleaned.
Golly, that thing's stiff. Been taking them blue pills. That thing's shooting out more dust than them spark plugs. They also use good heavy cable, guys. Usually you see people just use this rink-dink stuff, but not here. Oh, crikey. We're going to crawl down under. Have a little look-see. Just trying to see what wire we need to be looking for. There is, all right. See, that's why we're looking. I seen a wire running down here, and I just assumed that was going to it. But that's looking like it's taking 12 volts to everything else, probably inside the cab. And then over here, we've got this thick black one that's running up. I see where it is up there now. So that's the one we need to be looking for. Then this yellow one ain't even hooked up. That would need hooked up for our ignition system. Oh, look at that. That's a terrible connection right there. So if we have a hard time, we know to check right there. It's also a good way to melt your other wires. So our wire that's going to the starter solenoid, she runs up right here and ties into this blue wire. So we'll pull our electrical tape, and we should be able to just jump our cheater switch in right here.
Soldered.
Even soldered. Yeah, this is a top tier swap, I'm telling y'all. If they would have let Jimmy build the motor mounts instead of Billy Bob, this thing would be cherry. We're in Oklahoma and it's May, so we've been in the tornado weather the last few days. It ain't raining hard, but those are some big old drops. It sounds just terrible up there. Damn you, rain! we're gonna clip that there. Of course, take that up to our hot side. And I guess we know she's in neutral, huh? We rolled her here. Dang!
I gave it a once over power wash.
Oh, is that why it smells good in here? I'm like, I'm crazy, but it kind of smells good in here.
Probably car wash soap.
All right, that makes more sense. I'm like, this thing couldn't have been sitting too long because it smells good.
Custom gauge work there.
You can tell we've had it running already. She's sitting about 160 on temp.
Perfect.
There's a little custom shifter boot there. And it looks like they were able to use some of the factory place the shifter would have come through.
Breaker 19.
Oh, she got something.
59.
59.
If you're in the truck.
I wonder what that little add-on was down there on the bottom though. Some type of farm tag or something.
Or sometimes if they didn't do one the next year, they'd give you something to put on there, but that's probably like a farm tag.
That's pretty cool. All right, guys, she's in neutral. Motor's lubed up. We got a battery in her. Fingers crossed. Here we go.
Oh! Throwing hay. Where's the gas?
She may just bust right off.
Yeah,
She's cranking. It could definitely be cranking better. Now, how charged is this battery? Don't know. I would say between that and then our connections here, guys, those things may be slowing us down a little bit. But she's cranking pretty smooth. The only thing that gave me a little woe was him yelling. I didn't know if something got him or was going bad.
Throwing hay in my face.
Yeah, that was rolling around in the belt. I'll just go ahead and pull that out of there. We knew you were going to be good to us, old gal. Never doubted you. Knowing she'll crank, up next we'll look at getting spark. Try to do a little, dang. She even got the fancy wiring on her. Trying to tell what's what. Oh, those are some chewed up wires. That's what's what.
Oh boy, yeah.
That's chewed up good. We'll want to get that. Oh, right there's where she ain't gonna spark. Got a completely chewed through wire right there. Past that connection. So mice did get us a little bit. Looks like they were bringing 12 volts here through the resistor, then feeding our coil. And I don't know what we had going on there. We're gonna have to dig into that a little more. Whole lot going on for something that probably ain't really required. All right, guys. Looks like red is feeding on our 12 volt side on this little 3-wire thing. All 3 wires are going down into that distributor. Usually on a point style distributor, you need 1 wire. That's why I'm like, hey, what's kind of going on here? This coil, she is plumb caked up with dirt to the point your ground and positive could even start to ground to each other because of that dirt and it being saturated. I'm gonna pull this coil off here. Looks like we can unclamp it back there, and then we can pull the cap on that sucker. That'll allow us to clean our coil up good and really just get eyeballs on what the hell's going on here.
You got a double nutter?
Oh yeah, I gotta have the custom spacer back there, baby. Then the washer. We can get the bolt that had about 2 threads in it. I was absolutely not clamping anything. Hey, I'm not hating on this. I still think they did a good job for what I'm seeing. What we got? Oh, that's that stuck temperature gauge. All that wiring had me thinking, like, what if it had Pertronics in it or something? I don't know why else it could need all that. Well, we ain't ever gonna find that clip on the back side.
Need to get out that scope again. Flexi head.
Where's the old wiggler? Oh,
there it goes. Yeah,
I found her. I'll be damned.
Wait a minute.
I'll be damned. I called it. I'm like, why we got all this wiring? The only thing that makes sense is electronic ignition. Don't look that old. Yeah. Don't mind the cobwebs or everything else.
Shiny. See, look.
Dang.
Yep.
This thing is just a mystery ball. A mystery ball of wonder. She's got the Pertronics, boys. She's gonna run like a striped ass 8 now. I like how we got electronic Pertronics in there, but don't forget to flap open your door and oil that sucker back there so she don't squeak on you.
A little new, a little old.
Watch your eyeball, buddy.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'm getting more contacts.
Forgot to rebuild the top. So much for protecting that carburetor, huh? Heaven forbid we just cover that up real quick. So luckily our chewed up wiring's on the top side of this plug. So I unplugged that from our distributor where that's free. We're gonna unhook our coil, and then it looks like we're feeding, which without getting that out of the way, I'm not completely sure, but possibly out of this resistor to then our coil. We're gonna get this all pulled out of here and do a quick little fix. All right, I sorted her a little more. Got 12 volts coming from here, probably coming from ignition switch. Drops through there. Then we feed out the bottom of it and we go over here to our coil. Then we're using the coil, however much that's supplying, 9 volts, or if it's dropping it to 6. We're using this to distribute to this, which then feeds our Pertronics, or whatever those are down there. And then off of this one's going straight to our plug, so that's going to interrupt, or be our signal, I mean, to fire our coil. We need to snip and shorten that up. This one running over here, which is completely chewed, she's just a ground, and they chose to ground it off the carburetor. And then we just need to rehook up the red one. I was thinking maybe we'd eliminate this. However, we don't know if they're required for that electronic ignition, and we can just assume that it was running like this for them. So we're just gonna clean up some of these chewed up wires and put it back. All right, we'll get all those shortened up and crimped, get all the bite marks out. Anyhow, I was curious if that was actually hooked up or not.
Plenty slack.
She is. We'll probably trim that down to right there. You all right with that?
Sure.
You're willing to lose valve cover gasket, surely it...
A little wiring.
A little wiring don't bother you. Look at this right there though, guys. That's your hot. And she's just buried. And I'd already broke off some of that because it was plumb connected over here to the ground side. People think I'm crazy, but I've seen the spark come out from underneath those and ride down in that dirt. It gives it away to ground, guys. Grounding it with ground. I'm gonna clean her the turbocharged version instead. Oh! Damn it!
Oh boy. Oh.
Professional. Next we'll rip up that wiring. I didn't need that eardrum anyhow. Alright, hopefully, as long as we get this sucker mounted back down and plug back in, we'll hook her straight to 12 and hopefully we'll have spark. Pull our coil wire because we'll use it just to test. You know, we need to do something with this before it starts arcing and sparking. We'll tie that up. You see that other connector? I'm gonna have to crawl up in there. Here I come, Johnny. Yeah. I'll be taking a picture of my booty up in there. I charge money for those.
This is what we get on the Patreon? Is this the good stuff?
Yeah, this is what you get on Patreon, guys, if y'all want to go give it a follow. They're like, we'll pay you to not see that. Y'all can see that one pellet pushing its way out. First one's on the house. All right, coil wire back on, everything's plugged in. We'll get that up there. Oh man, she may be a bad coil wire because that thing sure is floppy. Feels broke in there. See the little lamp? Get a real good quality connection there. There we go. Got bend it over where it wedges in there.
Yep.
And we'll get this held down here on the carburetor. Give her a place to ground. Checking for spark. Going live. Just playing.
What?
I think it'll help if we hook that up. Probably.
Oh.
I'm afraid to grab it right there, get lit up.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Woo! Looking good.
I'm getting something smells well.
I was gonna say, what smells like it's burning already?
I'm getting a burning plastic smell somehow.
You might want to look inside that cab.
Yes, it's on fire.
Well, this one wire does feed power into there. That's weird. I was smelling it too.
Not as strong in the cab. I think it's this thing melting up here.
Yeah, should be all right. All right, I got the pistola out, so we might as well give a couple squirts into the distributor. Probably been a while since she's had a spray or two. Boy, something smells like it's on fire. Maybe it's just old nailhead eager to run.
Yeah, maybe.
A little premeditation.
Doesn't seem as strong now. I don't know if it's a breeze because I'm getting. It's because your hind end's up in the air.
Just waiting for it to burst into flames.
One eye open, can you see it?
Yep. Did the truss fall there? Did y'all see that? I was full weight on that and spinning it with the other hand. It worked. She's on. What's the worst that could happen there? Face plant.
Yeah, right through this.
I'm surprised that's working. I really thought that was gonna be a no-go on that. In fact, I'm gonna unhook that just because it makes me feel better grabbing this. There we go. Coil hooked back up to the distributor. And we've got spark out of our 1957 or older nail head because we didn't have no points. Points, they're fine anyways, but that's just a nice little treat to find underneath the hood. Now that we know she's sparking, I'm gonna give these things the old Pot County rebuild since we've got them out.
What's your rebuild trick?
Take it right to that wire wheel. Instead of us cleaning them, we'll let a 3/4 horsepower and 3,400 RPM do it. Good way to clean the threads, and look, she's practically brand new. Oh, Rupert. You gonna look up and see at the spark plug gap? Oh, we got Pertronics, so that changes, but then you factor in the factory coil. We'll just guess. We're gonna go about 35 thousandths on it. That's money, baby. Go! What happened? She shut the washer off. Shut off. Hit my shorts. Washer.
Come on, buddy. Need you.
Where are you? You got a call.
Oh, I see it. Got it.
Here you go.
Back against the wall. Ah.
Nice eye. Good thing we weren't relying on mine. It would have been lost.
Exact same, every one.
They're all specced out, baby.
Yep, rebuilt. Fully rebuilt.
None of them were off. I was gonna say they look pretty good.
No, all about the exact same. 35, 37 maybe. 4-pack. Boy, finding that thread's kind of a trick.
Yeah, I was sitting here squinting and putting my tongue out trying to hit the hole. Guys, I think we get these down in here, and assuming the firing order ends up being correct, I think we're gonna pour a little gas down her snout and she's gonna bust off for us, is what I'm thinking. We may have her ready to take us to the taco boy yet. Big guy strong. Big guy no finesse.
Probably break these.
Oh, here we go again. There we go.
We knew this fight.
A little overboard on that one, huh? Yeah, she wasn't too bad, actually. I didn't mean to send it home like that, though. Give that thing a full of ooga. All right, number 2.
I broke 2 of the tops off these, if I remember right. I think it's battery.
I broke one of mine. I may have broke 2 of mine. I say I broke one and then that one don't attach. Yep, it's still there. Nope, number 8 is broke. Number 6 is good.
Perfect. Wait a minute.
That ain't good. My clip must have come undone off the back. I didn't get it full turned and locked in. Dang it.
That custom hanger they got here.
Got my trusty 283 sitting right over here. She's got some long wires, but we'll see what we can make work off of this one. Oh, all those suckers are long because they would swoop down under the ram horns. So I need our shortest one. This here will work for me. Well, that's a 90 and that's a straight, but hopefully. Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to leave 90s on there for good, but she'll work for this. Robbed us a couple more plug wires for this side. I'm gonna go ahead and check this and just see if they are in correct order. First we got number 1, then we should have number 2, which we do. And then we got number 7, which I know because I just put that on. Then our other dark one's number 8, that's good. 4, then 5, number 6, and up last, number 3. Firing order is good. Our vacuum lasso there. We got one line coming off here, and the vacuum advance is back here. Unfortunately, or unfortunately I should say, she kind of goes down into that valley. Where's that sucker running to? Yeah, coming up underneath the bottom.
Old snaky.
Man, looky there. Actually popped it all off. I was like, there ain't no way. I figured that was gonna tear, guys. Well, that was the easy part. Now we gotta get something back on there. Spit on it. She slipped right on. We're not gonna worry about snaking underneath that valley though. We're gonna swing around the outside where we can get her caught up in her carburetor linkage in the future. You see how old Nailhead does wide open throttle for 3 minutes. Don't break, baby. She thought about it.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, I'll fix that just because it's obvious. I don't see any other vacuum anywhere on this thing though, so that's good. All right, we'll just go ahead and give this fuel line a snip. If we hook up a new fuel system, we'll just do all new stuff from us. Let me see if I ain't got some Get Her Done 91. In fact, we may be running in town. I could be fresh out. Hold on, don't count me out yet. Looks like a fuel bottle to me. Ooh, how fancy, a little side pour action. Oh yes, this is the late premiere 91 Get Her Done. I can tell this is top tier. Y'all can tell I don't know how to imitate a wine tester person. I know they shake it around with a pinky out and give her a woof. Get your safety goggles on. I like wearing these whenever we start stuff up. Just something to protect your eyeballs. Never know what's gonna start flying. Plus you look really cool. Let's get our coil hot. A little petrol downer. Come on, baby, be good to us. Ain't even acting like she's trying. I just knew she's gonna roar to life. Check for spark out here. I hear it sparking. I never seen it, but I heard click, click, click.
Battery might need more oomph.
I was gonna say, she just don't seem to be doing a real hard job on the whirling and twirling. That connection's a little warm, nothing crazy. I think if she's really ready to run, that'd be spinning hard enough. Firing order's good. Sounded like she was sparking. We got fuel. She should just be ready to go to the town already. Here's why they call me Jump Pack Jimmy. Just playing, that's my dad.
Junior. Jump Pack Junior.
Junior. Don't sound any different.
No. Just like that, same result.
Supposed to be good to me, old girl. What you gotta be ornery for? Well, we were about to, I'd say, well, maybe we'll make sure it's actually on top dead center. And then I messed up. I got distracted by my YouTube channel because my main channel accidentally went live at noon. I was not aware. And that was killing it. It already told me YouTube was about to kick that video in the nuts. It's 10 out of 10, 10,000 views behind your normal videos. Less people like it. We're not showing it to anybody. So I had to run over to the house. Zach just calls me and said, it's running. He just decided to try something a little more violent here.
That's what I prefer.
And he said she busted right off.
Just wait. Let's hope it does it again.
Oh, let's hook up the hot wire. How's that?
Oh, that does help. Oh yeah, that's how I killed it.
Oh, you can hear her trying to come alive. Also cleaning the carburetor.
Yep, keep going.
Oh yeah, a little chattery, nothing bad. Hey now. Got her going on fuel now.
Oh, that's so nice.
Pour it down in the bowl. Woo! All right. Well, shot some in there and she seemed to be idling too. Carburetor seems to be working pretty decent. Hopefully all that's just from me spraying and that running over. And good thinking on Zach's part. The first wheel it ran I ever did on this channel was on my grandpa's bullnose Ford, that 460. And I just tried everything. And Uncle Rick asked me, he goes, "Did you ever try to give it a little snort or something, a little stronger, a little starting fluid?" I went down there and gave it a spray or two. She popped right off. She just wasn't cranking good enough. Kind of seems like that's what we had going on here. Probably a weak battery, and my jump packs aren't really helping. I don't even know if they're charged. Maybe draining that battery more. Well, we celebrated our progress by going and getting a sandwich and getting some cookies. Apparently we should have had a tailpipe cam, because look at that. That thing, oh, y'all can't even see. Too dark. Can y'all see all that? Jeez. Looks like we got turds, I don't know, insulation, house mouse, all of it. Nothing quite makes you want to eat a chocolate chip like seeing some fresh mice turds. Looks like there may be vacuum hose going down here to our fuel pump. Looky there. Maybe one of those vacuum operated ones. I wouldn't have guessed that on this, but who knows? What I do know is the fact that it's on there and not being used, and there was electric one on there, that it's probably no good, so we're not even going to try to use it. Did you get a look down in the fuel tank? Woo! Not looking good from what I can see already.
Yeah, it looks a little frosty. And smells like an old can of paint.
Oh yeah, it smells real good. Like, let's just go for a clicky clackety fuel pump, and we'll rig up our gallon jug up here or something just to see what we're getting into. We'll start to get our old fuel system here off. Zach reached out to some people and where this truck had came from to try to get a little bit of backstory, because we wasn't sure how long it had been sitting. Tell the good people what you were told.
All right, the guy, old boy I got it from, and said he'd had it about 10 years. It came from, was it Leota, I said?
Yeah, like Leota or Laredo or something.
Yeah, something like that, up in Kansas. Anyway, the old boy was known for putting kind of hot rod motors and stuff in old trucks.
Just always had a hodgepodge of something being built. But what we took away from it was that guy had it for at least 10 years, and it wasn't known to be running, right?
Right.
So he was surprised that it had the electronic ignition and stuff in there by the sounds of it.
Yep.
So we still don't know exactly, but we know for sure for 10 years it had been sitting with the guy he purchased it from. So that gives us a little something.
He had bought a 3-pack. He said this was 1 of 3 he had bought. I think the guy had passed and the son was selling him, is what I took from the conversation. So maybe the son had tinkered with it. I don't know.
Look in our one cabinet, and we've got a previous setup in, out. Got the quick release fuel can up here. So now we just got to play connect the dots. Go in there. Be perfect to smash it with the hood. Looking good. Let it wiggle and shake. Woo, fancy brand new hose clamps. That screwdriver's just a wiggling. It's got a bow and a half. That's how I was able to do that clamp back there earlier. I was like, ain't no way I can get in it till it curved over and got right in it.
Custom.
If y'all watch my videos, you know I'm super precise with this. I tell you, good thing, it's a good thing he's got that in. We gotta get plumb buck nasty on it. Oh, that's right. She needs the gum out, baby. We're gonna use a regain, get some maximum fuel economy, more horsepowers, and superior deposit removal. The top of the pistons could definitely use that. And we mix it at a proper ratio of that little bit to that little bit. Extra strength. I mean, the carburetor seems to be working, so I don't see why I couldn't go in there and help it clean it up a little bit though. Before we try to fire it up, let's get her wired up here. We'll run some fuel pressure and see if the floats are gonna do their job. Or floats, one or the other. I don't know how many's in that thing. We're gonna make sure it don't puke fuel everywhere. How's that? Everything we add, we just increase our chances of
Problems.
Yeah, running all these wires right into our alternator belt set up there. Chuggy chug.
Oh yeah, we're getting some sprayage.
I see you spraying. It wasn't pouring in there though?
Not that I saw, no.
Golly. She's gonna be a gooder, guys. Trying to bust off on the fuel even. There she goes. Sit there and idle for us, old girl. Look at that, guys. Come on. Well.
You don't start acting mean.
May just need to warm up a hair. She didn't like that.
Want me to hit?
Yeah, go ahead. Golly. She sounds great when she's running like that though. Sounds plenty powerful and healthy. It's good as just busting off on the fuel now. We're not having to use the assist.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I like the sounds of that. Our idle screw's all the way down there, I see. So if you need to adjust on it when it's running, just peg it.
Safety first.
In there, hold her flat. I'll give her a turn or two.
3, 2, 1. Come on, girl.
She just don't like coming back from the revs. Maybe that carburetor wasn't as happy as we were imagining.
Could possibly be the case.
She does seem to like to be choked. Oh.
Who's that now? Anyway.
Yeah.
Lube it up.
And the truck runs better when that's closed. Let's idle her down a hair now. But I'll tell you what, that thing sounds mean though. She sounds like she could haul some hay. There goes Billy. Whoa! Got a load of hay in the back.
He's got that fireball out there.
We're riding a fine line there. Oh yeah. I'm not saying this carburetor couldn't use some freshening up, but I think we can split enough differences here where maybe we can make it work as is. Vacuum leak, that's the problem. All right, well, I don't know if it's our base gasket or if there's a port up there or what the deal is. I wonder if maybe it's where that one bolt was that I took out of there. Surely they didn't drill that all the way through the intake manifold.
Yeah, might be.
Let's crawl up in here.
Good and hot too, that's perfect.
Yeah, just like I like it. Sure enough.
Smoke coming out of it.
So I was like, man, they put that long bolt in there, won't bottom out. I ain't even gonna bother putting it back in. You gotta put a bolt in there. Yeah, y'all see her, you see her smoking out the hole? Found it.
She's good.
Y'all think it may idle better without a 5/16 hole sticking out of the intake manifold? I'm gonna say let's just go ahead and kind of put it back where it was trying to run. Well, that may have been idling up. Who knows? Let's just see where she's at.
3, 2, 1. Wow.
Woo! The idle's pretty clean now.
That's what I'm talking about.
I figured she'd rip and not try to die.
That gum out's doing its job.
Gum out's gumming out, baby. Can't trust the smoke right now, guys, because we did mix that so clean. I know it's not recommended to do that by the manufacturers, but I have no problem running her heavy and cleaning through there the way we are.
That's got a good throttle response.
Yeah. Responds quick and is idling great. Boy, that's a success. We don't want to run her too much. We ain't got nothing in her to help keep her cool. We can assume, like that belt don't look terribly old, but then you know it's at least a decade. But someone had been in there trying to get her. Well, that's getting warm already. So we don't even know if she's, did you see that dust? Look like prehistoric breast milk. We don't even know if she's gonna hold a lick. So let's figure that out before we keep running it. Where'd you go?
Where'd you go?
Puddins leak detecting services. Oh, please don't have a leak, baby. She does now, where I just spilt it all over everything.
Oh, okay.
We got the flexi hose up top. I just noticed that. Mortski's favorite. You see her leaking?
Nothing yet, but I can't see the very bottom, which seems to be the culprit a lot of times.
Whoa! High pressure.
Turbo.
Go ahead, pressurize the system.
Is this that fancy radiator test they do at Jiffy Lube?
Yeah. I get this in there. I'll go to the grocery store, get some green food dye, put a few drops in there, and you'll be good to go.
Full service.
You can look underneath it. Again, so far so good. Boy, better than the last two I've messed with. Last two Will It Runs, guys, that big block Chevy that had 3 freeze plugs rusted out. And then don't forget the AMC wagon out of the salvage yard down there. It had cracked radiator, pushed out plug, leaking water pump. I mean, there wasn't a dang thing on that one that wasn't leaking. I see some leaking now, but
There's some dripping overflow that went.
I was gonna say, I was hoping that was me with the overflow. Heck yeah, let's fire her up, see if she cycles. Very elaborate ignition system on this.
Wires out of the way.
She gonna bust right off. Hey, hey. None of that now.
Why are you getting an attitude?
Third time's a charm, fired up again, and now it's happy.
Yum.
Yeah, me. Caramel milkshake.
Caramel macchiato, come and get it.
That's the stuff just floating on top, though. Underneath that, it's cleaner. That whole thing ain't that milky. See what I mean? Maybe it is. That water is nice and warm. That hose is warm, like it's flowing through there. So I'm not convinced we have a thermostat in there. I don't know if we should wait and see if a thermostat opens up, or I don't know if there ain't one in there and it just ain't flowing because the water pump's bad. Thermometer says she's right at $1.40. So if she's got a thermostat, she shouldn't be open yet. Now it looks like this thing has a voltage regulator, so I doubt we're charging, but we'll look. Negative. We had 12.4. She creeping up? Oh yeah. Let's see what the old laser beam machine says. 146.
What's going up here?
Wow. We're reading about 150 in there and 146 there, so I'd say that's pretty accurate. Get hotter down there if you get to the exhaust. She's taking her time to heat up. I guess that's a good sign. Guys, that old motor's quiet. We got a chatter when it first started, but that thing's sewing machine status now. There she goes. Well, that's good. That makes me think the water pump's pumping because you give her a rev to the moon. So let's just wait and see if a thermostat ends up opening or not. Just now creeping up to 160. Woo! She's a drinker. She's got a problem because that can's feeling pretty light. The more we let this sit here and run, the better it's sounding, guys. Give her a rev, Zach. Curious to see if we get that clearing up as we cycle all this gum out through here. Of course, it may take a while when that stuff gets in there, especially as heavy as we're putting it in there. Top of them pistons and stuff are probably getting cleaned off right now. And we didn't look for a valve, but you can assume if the pistons were dirty, those could have been dirty too. Kind of interesting, guys. We've let her run for a good 10 minutes here. Temperature right at the top of the tank says $1.70. You keep the laser beam on down there. She ain't got above 170. She's reading about 167 and a half. And you rev on it, trying to heat it up, and it just don't. This don't look like it's flowing nothing crazy, which you'd expect to see it moving really good if there wasn't a thermostat in there. But it don't seem to be heating up no more. It don't want to run hot. It don't want to run hot. I know that thermostat is open a little bit and allows it to flow enough where it can maintain, but she's gonna just stay right there and barely creep up. I'd say let's try seeing if she wants to move at all. Don't want to sit on that. Really don't want to sit on that neither, but we ain't got a choice.
You thinking about those fleas again?
All right, I have not touched the clutch and neither has he. Should just be mechanical or something in there. Don't sound too happy, a little noisy, but she does feel like she's working. I don't know it. Oh, that may be reverse there. Yeah, found reverse, boys. I don't know if that'd be first or second. That's first, way lower gear. Woohoo! See the hot rod, baby. She's torqued up. Oh yeah. Nice little gas pedal. We can drive this rig, guys. Look at their homemade gas pedal set up here. Some type of threaded thing on there with a nut. Just a little spoon, basically, they created. Brakes, what about them? Well, they don't exist. They're to the floor. Y'all think that right there's a push start for us? She's at the same spot, guys. She's 170. Damned old thermometer don't lie. I don't know what else to do. She don't want to warm up. She ain't got to. Let's kill that. And then I told you that one wire was feeding up in there. We do not have a key. Oh, truck guy special. That's what this one is. Yeah, double take. That wire should run up to our ignition switch. And then from ignition, oh, well, that goes on. So that should be hot. And then this, I'm assuming, would be starter. She doing something. That must have been horn, clicking a horn relay. I got nothing there. We don't need a key though. Just gotta get the wiring a little better on her. Yeah, and that's what I want to lay on. Let's see what we got going on here. We got a blue wire, yellow wire, red wire. Red wire's, oh, in a clip. I was like, don't tell me that's grounded right to that dash. That ain't gonna work. Red wire was feeding over here. Looks like we have maybe a headlight switch they had rigged up. Fuse holder right there. The piece of a black wire. And we got red wire, which can assume is, well, I don't, you know what assuming does. I was gonna say went to our push button, but we've already determined that ain't doing nothing for us. Boy, his big butt sure made pushing this by itself look easier than what I can do. Let's get her back. I can open that door a little better. We'll look up underneath the dash of this thing. We are looking for this wire right here. That should be our 12 volts in. Hey, will you grab that air gun? We'll blow that away. You gonna go put your eyeball over there too? Yeah. I'm gonna blow out that seat and that floor pan. That'll get her where we can crawl around a little better. You know, better in my shop than this old clunky truck. I shouldn't have called this thing a clunky truck, guys. I think for the hillbilly Kansas swap and a field motor engine swap, this thing's pretty dang good. I told him I'd clean underneath the hood some of the wiring that's just laying across there, clean up the plug wires. Me being me, I'd build new motor mounts because it'd be easy enough, straight shot there. Just put factory brakes on this thing and just drive it. I mean, cool little truck to put to town in, and fun to pop the hood on, surprise people. I mean, obviously you could build it as far as you wanted. I just don't think it would take a whole lot to make it a cool put around town truck. I found that black wire that we're looking for. It's running somewhere up in here. Yeah. Maybe I'm confused some stuff because I swear that's running up to the back of the gauges. Oh, there's probably an amp gauge up there, huh? So we got to run through the amp gauge. And we're coming off of the amp gauge. Oh, and we're actually feeding into our harness. Okay, so that's probably all factory. No more investigating done. Looks like, I think this wire's coming from over there. Then y'all can see they had added this wire. See that splice? Not splice, connection. And we know they had messed with the wiring, so that would make sense. So let me find us a ground, and we're gonna check this. Right there, 12 volts. She flashed to 12 because I tried it right there. So this is the right length to run over to our ignition switch. Let's see if we can get this out here. All right. Oh, forgot these. That's kind of like my wagon. You can't actually back it all the way off there because of that part. And I don't remember what you got to have to pull that apart. It'd be a lot easier if we could get that off there. As I tighten that back down, turn the key back, poked in that hole with our little pin, and got that released. I caught some crap for not doing that on the AMC wagon. I don't think what some of y'all realized is I could have done that at the very beginning when there was no key in it, and I'm not saying I shouldn't have, but when I was testing that stuff, I turned it back and then I locked it, and then you're in trouble. You gotta have a key, or it's gotta be able to spin before you can release that. If you didn't have to have that, then anyone could take a piece of wire and go poke that and release it and just steal your car. Bring another $10 ignition lock with them, or barrel. If that drop down, I'll spin it around, take her to wire in town. And now right there it says ignition. So we know this one right here that shares a bunch of crap is more than likely the ignition. So I'm gonna put us an end on here. We're gonna connect it to the other one for our supply, and then we'll see what happens. Yep, that hooked up, I spun on her, and we are getting 12 volts hot and then off right here. So we can fish that back to our firewall, hook it up to our ignition out there. You look for that, Zach? I'm feeding her through. There we go.
Where's this going to?
We'll hook that up to the yellow that we've been hot wiring with. Yep. And then check this out, guys. I've looked through the firewall for our blue wire. That should be going down to our starter solenoid. And I don't know if they had that hooked up in there or if this was an accessory feeding our CB, but that's not right, because that's let me see, a minute ago I shoved that in there. She did a little cranking for us. See, she's trying. If I was a betting man, you see that one right there, that's going to be for our starter solenoid when we get this thing cranked right there all the way over. So we'll trim that. And yeah, we should use a protected one, but who knows who's going to end up with this truck. She may end up with a full rewire, or she may end up driven as is, whoever knows. Boom, little crimpage. Let's take this onto here. Come on, baby, let's see. Oh, lost the bet. One of them, maybe it's supposed to, and that's a bad switch, huh? Because one of them should be sending out power when we're all the way over. That one's bringing in power. That one's sending it out too soon. If it ain't that one, I would have bet money it was that one. Bet the only one left it could be is this red one. The red one's running to something, so I doubt it is.
The red one comes out here and goes into the fuel pump.
Oh, hey yo, they had some stuff backwards then. I wonder what that red one was feeding. She should be good to go now.
The red I was looking at was going down to the fuel pump that they, I think, rigged up.
Oh, that one's coming through. Yeah, so that probably ties into our big old junction underneath there, but the other one was a red one running back this way. Probably towards the firewall for something, maybe a fuse box or something. Maybe they just had some stuff mixed up, guys. Together, we can do it.
Yeah.
I was gonna give her the Pot County twist, but let me just go get her a connector. I said, this is good enough to get you putting around, but I would definitely address the wiring on this. And it seems like a lot of the components, like the fuse area, I was gonna say that missed. Fuse area, the wiring and stuff is actually pretty good. What really needs addressed is just what was kind of added, I'd say.
I was gonna say, I still can't believe the radiator doesn't leak, but I don't want to jinx us.
Oh boy. I can't believe the sucker can't run above 170. That's what I can't believe. All right, you got that wire? I'll hold this nice and still and you hit the hole.
Moving target. Bring it my way a little bit if you can. There we go, I got more slack now.
Don't worry, guys. About 15 more minutes, we'll get this one connection. Heaven forbid either one of us climb up on the thing. Yeah. Traced our red wire feeding our old fuel pump and tapped into our new one. Still just got the jumper going to our battery because this setup will stay here. We can get our old starter switch out the way now where we ain't got to worry about buggering it up. Inside, I ended up pulling all the wires because some of the stuff was backwards. It was back feeding. I knew that one shouldn't have been the damn solenoid wire. So I pulled everything off. Seen battery, solenoid, ignition. That's the three we need. So that's the three I hooked up. The red wire going to that fuel pump actually goes to a switch right here underneath the dash, the one I thought was the headlights. And I got this hooked back up. So now if we go right there, which is ignition on, y'all may not be able to hear through the firewall, but she's chugging. We'll push in our clutch, make sure we're in neutral, give her a pump. Let's see what happens. Almost. Oh yeah, baby. Now we can drive it. Let's say stuff gets a little questionable. We need to kill it. There we go. Guys, that temp gauge isn't working. Earlier, what I tell you is on, Zach, like 140 or something? Yeah. It's at 180 now, which ought to be fairly accurate because we killed it at about $1.70. And that's a little deeper in the back there. I think our temp gauge is working.
Back to life.
That thing looks like it came off the damn Titanic.
Yes, sir.
You gotta give her pump and she just goes. She just goes.
Uh-oh.
They ain't got no brake.
Reverse, reverse. I can help you out.
I don't know why she didn't want to stay running.
Yeah, what was going on there?
Wonder if we pinched off the fuel hose, closing the hood with our nice little custom fuel pump setup, maybe. No.
What's wrong, girl? Getting fuel?
I don't see any.
Hose in the dry side or something?
Oh, what the heck, over. Where'd our fuel go? Get you a hammer. Maybe it's spraying and my blind butt can't see it. Nope. All right, guys, well, that's a wrap. Get this piece of crap in the trailer, get out of here. We're dancing with getting rained on here. Guys, pretty common problem with fuel pumps. If one's been working and then it stops, good time to check it with a new voltage source and see if it'll start working for you. I said, let's just take it and jump up to here, and you could just hear the difference in the fuel pump. And then she started picking up fuel for us. So we're going for a little rearrange here, making sure to keep her off the exhaust. I see fuel spraying now.
Lap 2. You want me to stop you?
When she keeps fuel, it feels pretty good. So this thing must have a granny low, which is straight ahead. And then, because then I went down to there, I actually took off down in what I'm suspecting to be first. And then you got up there and down there. So I think you got reverse, straight ahead, granny low, straight down first, then second and third. So we definitely could drag some crap with her in granny low. It feels nice and powerful there, guys. Even in first, kind of gassing on it. This thing just wants to respond. I really wish we had some brakes where we could go get her out on an open road somewhere and actually gas on this thing, because I'm curious to see what this old hoss of a mama feels like. Fuel pump still chugging. She likes her one pump. That granny low, baby, you just ease out on that. That's all she takes. Hey-o. Guys, this thing's throttle just stuck or something. I'm not meaning to go this fast, but she just acted a little spicy on me. So I ran her out to the field. What's the deal, huh? There we go. Of course, we got crap hanging. None of that's safe for what we're doing. I was just bragging on your low gear. Now you can't even take off for me, huh? I'm gonna let it roll to a stop here, because man, that thing was just so responsive a minute ago, and now she's acting a little ornery. Which I told Zach, if this was to be a driver, that carburetor still needs freshened up, in my professional opinion. Yeah. Oh, now I'm locked in. Honey, help! Help!
Close and open.
Now I'm just stuck. Hold on, He-Man. What about now? It helps if I unlock it.
Still getting little fuel issues?
Yeah, she wasn't acting too happy a second ago. I don't know what the deal was. That ain't gonna help it. It's kind kind of curious. I was wondering if that maybe started flooding and was spitting too much, but I don't see none. Guys, the accelerator pump may be doing good, but our main jets for like idling along and stuff, they may be kind of clogged up or something. That could help explain the variable idling we've been having even since finding our vacuum leak. It's kind of idled up, idled down here or there. We've had to turn the idle up a couple times, so I'm thinking those are maybe clogged up. Clean out there. Accelerator's still fine, so if you just want to gas it and give it hell, it's fine. But for doing the just kind of creeping along there, it ain't liking it so much. And she's got enough power that like I said, it ain't very fun to just gas it around here not being able to stop. A minute ago when I took her into the field, it's because the throttle kind of felt sticky on it. That's why I was like, all right, let me head this way. But I don't know if some of that crap hanging in there or what the deal was.
I thought maybe you were going for a NASCAR lap. I thought, wow, he's really liking this thing.
No, wasn't the plan.
Oh, come on, girl. A little burnout and you want to quit already? I think we might have lost gas. I don't think we got any squirt going. Hit it again. One more time. Yeah, tiny bit of gas, but not enough to run. Try it now.
She was responding really good that time, guys. For some reason, we've lost fuel once again. This time I don't understand. Oh, it's picking up. I can hear it.
Yep.
Here it comes. Gas is back. So most of these issues is probably coming from this jerry-rigged fuel system. I went for a downshift there. It wanted to scratch a little bit and I lost my momentum, did a sweet burnout. I was planning on coming back here and showing y'all how easy she's gonna crawl up. Our fuel pump bounces around probably from my burnout. Right now we're gonna just creep her up there and probably call this a victory. Bust right off then. Just got her in the granny low. That's what I was trying to show y'all, was a downshift to the granny low to climb that hill. I'm sure she looks sweet doing a burnout on the rocks though. A burnout on the rocks. Kill her, ease out on that clutch. Guys, this thing's pretty good. I mean, I think that's a pretty good example of how controllable she would be if we had brakes. Even hitting those bumps and stuff, just using that low gear, working the clutch. That thing being responsive. We just loaded her up, no problem. Did she clear up smoke at all? As far as out the tailpipe?
Oh yeah, there's no smoke.
She'd cleared it up, huh? Good deal. I guarantee y'all, as more fuels run through this thing, she's just gonna get happier and happier. I think that motor's more than capable of being on the road. Pretty cool to think this thing's been sitting in a Kansas field and then in one day here, which let me remind y'all, realistically 4 hours worth of work if we weren't doing a YouTube video. I know y'all probably don't think having a camera slows you down that much, but it does. Things have to be laid out in a way. What we did today, realistically 4 hours of work, I would say, if you weren't making a YouTube video. In the second half of your day, you could have been investigating the brakes, getting a list together for parts and stuff like that. You could already have parts ordered coming in for some brakes on this rig, which would be the next step. Now, I'm not saying after that you've just got a cherry driver, but you've definitely got a put around parade rig and, you know, room for improvement from there. Super cool to think this trailer did, and it just drove itself on its trailer this time leaving here. Old truck guy, be sure to check him out on the Instagram. He's always finding cool stuff like this. He's a hustling machine. Usually if y'all seen me do a Will It Run with him, it's been on stuff with Mortsky on his channel. We usually all get together, but y'all know I kind of like oddball stuff as far as my taste, and seeing that Buick nailhead in there, well, that was oddball enough to me to pique my interest. So I hope y'all enjoyed watching, because I had a blast working on that thing and getting to learn some new stuff today about those motors. And now I know I'm a really big fan of them. I think if we do another hot rod, she may need a Buick nailhead. Looks like we got a little cleanup to do in here. If y'all enjoyed what you seen, think about sticking around, guys. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. That way, I've been told that they don't even show our videos to all of our subscribers. So if you don't see a video from me in a week, it's not because I'm not putting one out. So just be sure to search Puddins.fab Shop. Every Monday at 6, guys, I'm cranking out heaters. People are like, we're good to see you posting again. We ain't ever quit, baby. Look back on the plate or on videos, the most recent order. If you thought I missed a week or two, I did not. The video's there. So I appreciate y'all being here and watching. If you like the Puddins.fab Shop content, you can also check us out at Puddins.fab Shop 2, which is usually where I'm doing little knick-knack paddywhack projects, like some shakedown fixes and stuff like that on the some of our projects that are usually on the main channel. Puddins.fab.shop.com to get your good quality merchandise, guys. We appreciate all that support. As some changes take place this year, that's a great way to still support me and my family. Family directly. So we appreciate all that support as well. If you want to watch this stuff with no ads, right on the Patreon, you can catch us there. Everything's ad-free over there. So we appreciate all the support. Other than that, I'm on the Instagram and the Facebooker, all that good stuff. We're going to clean up a little bit. I'm going to get in there and spend a good evening with my family. Very excited to ask my daughter about her day. Today was her last day as a 5th grader, so she's excited about moving up to middle school. They had a whole little thing about it, so I get to go figure out what that's all about, and I'm excited for that. Thank y'all so much, and do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Hey, remember that coil bolt? Found it.
There it is. Oh, a little behind the scenes action, huh? Y'all thought the video was over. No, says I. Next day now, I'm supposed to be recording an ad right now, and the wind's blowing really, really, really bad, which is messing with it. And I forgot yesterday, after doing the wheel run on that pickup to pull the cylinders, I was curious to see how that gum out and the fuel did on cleaning those up. We get a good idea since we had Boroscoped that motor. So me and Mama are about to hop in the wagon and head to Norman. And right there, I'm hoping I found my rattle back here. So we're gonna tuck in a little sweet patina hand wipe and see if we can eliminate that. Yeah. Crawl. Good looking wagon. Beautiful woman. Oh. You did not wear a Bronco shirt again.
I did. Again?
Just you with this Bronco. Who'd you steal that from?
That's mine.
Damn 3X. That thing is huge.
Are you telling me I look bad?
No.
I need to go back in and change them.
No, you look beautiful.
Yeah, okay.
If only that said International Scout.
They don't make those shirts. Even if they did, I probably wouldn't wear it. Because I love my Bronco. The one you refused to buy me.
Everyone's like, buy her Bronco. Y'all need to look at the price tags on Broncos. What are we going to pick up soon?
Oh, the Scout.
Yeah, and she is excited about the Scout.
As long as you let me do what I want to do.
That ain't the wing window, that's the makeup disposal tool. Vent. Nice little cruise, and we've made it to the old truck guy world headquarters. I brought my bolt cutters. Let's break in. Now remember, this side was dirtier, so we're gonna check this side and see what these pistons look like. Can y'all see the edge of that piston there around there? Yeah, that all started cleaning up, and that stuff still looks nice and wet in there. I bet now that that thing's been soaking a few more heat cycles, if we looked in there, I bet a lot of that crap's gonna break off there and burn out of here, guys. Sure looks like she was working to me. Take a picture. I don't know what you do with the picture afterwards, but at least we got a picture. I said my socket was too big for this, too thick. Well, I couldn't get the one put back in, so I was like, oh, I'll just leave it out. Pull the next one, let Zach know. Well, now I've successfully got my socket stuck down in there. The only pliers I can find here are the long reachers. I can't get a good grip with them. We need like some locking pliers to lock and wiggle that out of there. So I soaked it and spun on it, and I can't get it out. So I guess that socket now belongs to the old truck guy.